Hey everybody, here's a new video. This time it's a video about the new Mbox wave indicators, the XPace and XKontrol. I'm gonna share with you my experience with it. I really like them. First, let's take a look at the risk disclosure, performance disclosure. Trading futures can be risky, be aware. So please check this one, read it carefully, and let's get over to the indicators. So XPace, XKontrol. As you know, I'm an ultra bonds trader. I really like bonds. We are looking at a renko chart. This is a 2-1 Ninja renko. Ninja renko is free, and over these bars I use the free Heikin-Ashi indicator, Heikin-Ashi candles on top of the renko bars. So pretty simple, pretty easy. On the bottom you can see the XPace. This is the new sort of version of the MPace. It has a better calculation according to Mike. And the dots is the XKontrol. And I can tell you first thing, I really like it. I really like both tools. They are very helping with my setups, giving me an idea who is in control at particular levels where I want to look for an entry. This is helping a lot. Very powerful. As you can see, I'm not using the other tools, the Mbox histogram, the delta swings, because my strategy is based on volume and structure. And I think that's the basic for every product you want to trade, Forex, indexes, bonds, whatever. So let's get into it, and I'm going to show you guys some examples. Why is this very powerful? So I mark my market opens with vertical lines. I'm in Holland, so I can trade the London open, I can trade the Frankfurt open, and later on we get Bond open, New York open. So the purple zones are just supply, demand, support, resistance zones I draw on a higher renko chart setting. These are zones of interest. I want to look for a break or a bounce. So we had the London open. How was the structure? This was London, right? Right over here, and we only see this. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a break from this area. And this also happens to be my Asia range low, Asia range high, the purple lines. Very interesting. So we're looking for a break during London. And what do I see? We see the zones. I see structure changing, this high, all with this move up. The structure got broken, very important for me. These highs got broken. So I want to see who is in control at this level. And there are big players getting in and big players also getting absorbed. What I understand is the XPace is also similar to the XKontrol. It's a more visual on-chart representation. We want to see the big dots, medium dots, big dots. Big dots tells us total control of buyers or sellers. And here you can see we're heading towards this zone just before the London Open. And I want to know if this thing is going to break or going to bounce. And we see sellers try to get in on the XPace and also on XKontrol. And structure, price is moving up. So these sellers don't get what they want. So they get absorbed and they also have to compensate. I call this candle also effort no result. Very interesting to trade. And then we see nice follow-up on the bids, and price is breaking. This breakout we see many times during the London session. This is something I every London look for. And then we see continuation. We see a pullback, small pullback. And what do we see? Buyers taking over again. No sellers getting in. Also on the XPace, there's no selling going on here. Only just a little bit, very small. No big volume. Then we got a correction downwards. We don't see any much dots, but only over here. And then at same level, we see the retest of the last broken zone. This is just standard trading stuff. We see the retest of the last broken zone. This was what I was looking for. Again, buyers taking control, and we move up. Entry, here's an entry, possible secondary entry. Why would I enter over here? Also, because I place my blue lines, just standard lines like this. I place them at highs and lows because I want to see what structure is doing. I might take this short over here because we see the doji. We see doji here, sellers taking some control over here, but I know this is the correctional move. We're picking up liquidity and the big players are getting in now again. Retest, high, low, higher, high. This high did not break this one, but this is not telling us structure is changing, not yet. This is telling us there's continuation of structure. And what do we see over here? A big dot, XKontrol on the break of this high. This is what we see many times on bonds, maybe also other markets. Buyers taking control and we trade this move up. I took around 11-12 ticks over here times 31.50 USD, so that's very interesting. Again, we broke this high. This is also sort of zone. I want to see what structure is doing, and we see I'm looking for continuation to the upside over here. It went a little bit deeper than I expected. There's also not that much volume going on if you compare it to these extremes, but we see over here after this candle close we get this dot, we see continuation. Be sure to make your settings correctly for these kind of indicators. In this case, calculate on bar close. It's very important. On bar close. On each tick, it will change during the forming of the candle. As long as the candle is not closed, it will change. On bar close, then this bar will print as soon as the candle closes. Same for XKontrol, XPace. For me, this was very important. So another nice trade over here. So what trades did I take? I took the retest, I took these higher lows, and this one also made sense. This one not, this was pretty deep, so I did not do anything over here. This was nice confirmation of buyers taking control. I took this small scalp over here. This is why I really like these tools. I'm also sort of a software developer myself. Some tools, some algos, but I can only say I really like this. We see a structure change over here. What do we see? This was like yesterday. This was after the news. We had inflation rate year over year. And what do we see? Right, we see a range, but we see all these dots, these red dots over here. Right, it's telling us we are looking for shorts because we got the breakout over here on the news. Inflation rate drop. I place my lines. I want to see some retest of this level. I think there's liquidity over here, and we got it. Not a big dot, just initiation dot, small dot. We got a dot over here on the break of this level. I also look at the open and the close levels and previous open. We got a pullback. First we got some buyers, and then we got a pullback drop. And this is still after the news, so this all is happening pretty fast. Later on we got more volume getting in, and we see structure is continuing. Where do we see the retracements? At our previous levels. This is very nice to see. Here, this move broke this high, but there was still no continuation, no break of this structure. So we are still looking for down move. Keep it simple. Again, I'm no expert, I'm just a trader. And I like these kind of setups. Structures broke, we got some sort of pullback, sellers in control, sellers in control. This is a late, I would only enter on the pullback. Now this move broke this structure. We see the retest, we see dot, 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 dot. So buyers are in control over here. They try to sell over here, and this is the same level as here, but there was no continuation. Structure held. This is the structure. This is why I draw these blue lines, and there's continuation. We get our dots, we get our XPace. I really love the signals XPace gives. We got New York open. For example, what's a good example of XPace? Let me show you. These extreme candles, these are very interesting to look at. Very big candles. We're here. Price wants to break the VWAP. It fails. We move down, and then everyone is thinking what we're gonna do. We're gonna move up or not, but everyone is going down. Sellers are in control. We got this dot over here in this zone, and our structure is getting broken. Who is in control over here? Sellers are in control. Look at this extreme selling power. So this is a huge move. Many ticks, a lot of money to make over here, guys. Then we got buyers, a lot of buying effort over here, but they failed to break previous structure. See, this is also a level to the left. I like to draw these lines. We broke here, they failed. I call this effort no result. Maybe I'm not totally correct with it, but this is just how I read these kind of signals. They try to break the market, the structure, but they fail. What's the result? A big counter move, because these people, these guys also have to compensate their losses. Here, this time, extreme buying with a dot. Our structure is holding this time. All this structure, previous levels. Structure is holding. Small, higher, high, high, low, higher, high, high, low. I'm looking for longs over here. There's no real big follow-up on the XPace, but that doesn't matter. You can still take a nice move, couple of hundreds, couple of thousands even, depending on your contract size, on this move. Retest. If it's going to be a retest, where it's going to be over here at the levels of the dots. Very powerful, guys. Very powerful. This is London close. I trade till London close. Still, we see the dots, buyers in control. Sellers try to take over, but they do not succeed. Price tells us and structure tells us what's going to happen. And if we see that in combo with these dots and the XPace, very powerful. This is the zone, right? Structure already showing us this thing wants to break. And then we see with the dot and the XPace, this thing is going to break. By the way, the numbers you see, this is Ninja volume candles. It shows the volume with a filter per candle, and it helps me a lot. It's similar to XPace XKontrol, but XPace XKontrol is a little bit more powerful, I think, because the numbers are only volume. And this is just for a little bit more information. I look at structure, volume, and the XPace XKontrol also as a kind of volume, who's in control, and very visual representation. So guys, I hope you liked the video, and let me know what you think, and maybe I see you in my Discord group. We can talk more about these awesome tools. See you later. Bye bye.